My name's Taji, and I am making some food for my book club tonight. This book club started about 3 years ago, and it very quickly turned from a reading club to an eating club. So we still read books, but most of what we really enjoy doing at this point is cooking together and eating together once a month. It's really fun. So I'm going to make a little simple dish tonight for that. You know, I've been catering and teaching cooking classes for over 10 years. But still, my favorite thing to do on my day off is cook for other people. It's what brings me the most joy. It's really fun for me. You know, when I'm working and when I'm cooking at work, it's really stressful. It has to be perfect all the time. And what I love about cooking at home is that it doesn't have to be perfect. What I really like doing at home is just relaxing, enjoying myself in the kitchen, not stressing out if the dish is perfect or if everything comes together at the right time. I just want to relax and enjoy myself. I want to cook real food. I want to enjoy my time in the kitchen and around the table. That's what I'm all about. So tonight, for book club, I'm making a really simple salad that just kind of brings this all together. And what it brings together is all of my favorite fall ingredients. So I've got some watercress here that I've washed, and I'm just going to let this hang out and start working with one of my favorite fall ingredients, which is fresh crab. So I've got some crab. I've got some crab that I bought at the market, and I already got it shelled, so I don't have to do the hard work. But I am going to pick through and make sure that there are no little shells or anything funny inside. Just make sure it's perfect. I love fresh crab, and for me, fall is really crab season. I'm from Northern California, and so every year around Thanksgiving, we have our first great crab meal, because you can go to Fisherman's Wharf or you can go out to Bodega Bay and actually get really amazing fresh crab. And this last year when we went out for Thanksgiving, we did just that. We went to Mendocino, and it was the night before Thanksgiving, before all the cooking started, and we just sat around with steamed crab and a whole lot of butter, and we had a great time with family just catching up and spending 2 hours getting every little bit of meat from the shells. Of course, today I don't want to spend hours getting meat from the shell, so I'm really happy to just take the help from the seafood counter. And I got this seafood, I've got this crab from the actual seafood counter. It's not from the can, it's actually fresh crab, and it looks really, really good. So I've picked through and I've made sure that I don't have any bits of shell in there. And I think this is ready to go. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to work with one of my other favorite fall ingredients to make a little dressing, and that is Meyer lemons. So first of all, the difference between a really great salad and a mediocre salad is fresh vinaigrette. If you buy the vinaigrette in the jar, it's just not going to taste as good no matter what. So I'm going to make a really delicious, really simple homemade vinaigrette, and I'm going to use Meyer lemons. Lemons are actually one of my hands-down favorite ingredients. If I had to take one ingredient to a desert island, it would be as many lemons as I can carry, because I'm convinced that they are the hands-down best ingredient to make just about anything taste better. So I'm using Meyer lemons, which are a little thinner skinned than the lemons that you get year-round. They're a little sweeter too, so they're going to be really nice with the crab. They're not going to be too tart. So I'm just squeezing the juice and doing my best to make sure I don't get any seeds in there. And then I'm going to just season this up with a little salt and one of my other favorite little secret ingredients. So I've got a little salt here in the bottom of the bowl. And then I'm going to use some pink peppercorns, which are kind of cool. You could use black peppercorns, regular peppercorns for this, but I'm going to use pink because they have a really neat floral flavor to them. They're not as spicy as black pepper, but they're really kind of cool. So I'm going to mash some up, kind of grind them up in my little mortar and pestle here, and put them in my vinaigrette. And then as you eat the salad, you're going to have little bites of pink peppercorn, and then it's going to offer a little something special, a little something different. It also is kind of a cool color. So I just ground them up, and I'm not particularly worried about the fact that they're not perfectly ground. It's fine. It's going to be great if there's some big chunks in there. So there we go. A little bit of honey in my dressing to make sure it's not too tart. And then just a little olive oil. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do with this dressing. Super simple. Because again, this is really about the crab kind of standing out and being the featured ingredient. So all I need is a little olive oil in here. And then I've got my little homemade vinaigrette. And I like to do about half lemon and half olive oil. All right, that looks good. I can tell it's got a little thicker, so I can tell it's emulsified and ready to go. I'm going to taste it, and then I'm going to season up my crab with it. So. Oh, it's good. It's really tart and sweet. I like it. I'm going to use that to season up my crab in a minute. Before I do, I'm going to work with my last favorite fall ingredient, which are apples. You know, apples are one of those ingredients that, you know, you buy all year round, and they're pretty good. But then when you have them when they're in season in fall, you think, what have I been missing all year? They're kind of amazing. So I've got this Granny Smith apple that's kind of tart, and I'm just going to cut it into small pieces. Again, not really worried that they're not all the same size. That's fine. I just want to get them in similar size pieces so they look nice on my salad. And I'm going to season them with my dressing. So I'm going to actually take my apples and throw them right into the dressing. And this is going to make sure they don't turn brown, and it's also going to make sure that they have lots of flavor. All right, so there are my apples. I'm going to take a little bit of my dressing and pour it directly into my crab. That looks good already. And just season it up. The trick with crab is you really want to make sure and not kind of pull it apart and make it mushy. You want to make sure you leave the big chunks. So I'm just going to season it with that little bit of that dressing, and that's all it needs. And then I'm going to bring together this whole salad. I've got some fresh herbs that I want to grab as well. Some fresh mint and some chives. Just going to cut my chives in big pieces. Get rid of that little lemon peel in there. Get out of there. There you go. And then I'm going to take some big pieces of mint, and I'm just going to tear some big pieces. And that's it. That mint is going to be so good in the salad. It is going to offer some really awesome flavor with the apple. And then again, I'm using the watercress that I washed in the beginning because it's got a kind of a peppery taste. It's better than just like a regular lettuce mix because it's really going to be flavorful for the salad. So I'm going to put this in my bowl. I'm going to add my fresh herbs, my chive and my mint, and then I'm going to use my apples with the dressing to dress this salad. I'm going to put my apples in because they've already been soaking in the dressing. Hold back a little of the dressing just in case it's too much, and just toss this together. You always want to not overdress your salad so it's not too oily and soggy. A lot of people, you know, you taste a salad and it doesn't taste that great, and so you reach for the salad dressing and you put more salad dressing on. But the truth is you probably just need a little salt, and that way you don't have to add more dressing. So I'm going to taste this. It's good. I can taste the lemon, but it does need a little more flavor. So I'm just going to season my salad with a little salt, which is something people forget a lot, I think. That's going to make it taste really good. And that's it. Got my plate here. Got my gorgeous salad with my apples and my mint, my chives, my watercress, and I'm going to create a little bed just to mound all this gorgeous fresh crab on top. This is so great because you really get to enjoy the crab. It's not being covered up with a bunch of other flavors. You know, everyone always goes for crab cakes on the menu, and I think, gosh, you know, crab cakes are okay, but they taste like so many other things. They don't taste like crab. So this way you really get to enjoy the crab. And the last little bit for the salad is just a little fresh lemon zest right over the top. And that's it. Ready to eat. I'm going to save this for my friends, but I'm going to take a little bite off the side and see how I did. Take a little piece of the crab, a piece of the watercress. Oh God, it smells good. It's really good. It's lemony. And the pink peppercorns are kind of spicy. They're really tasty. And mostly it just tastes like fresh crab. It's delicious. I'm going to save this for my friends. It's time for me to go get dressed, get ready for book club. But until next time, relax and enjoy the good life. Take care.